I'm going to review the Synology NAS that was sent to me. Wow, magnets. Now, it's been 2 months since they sent it to me, and frankly, I tried to keep notes on every little thing that has been found and loved and hated about this thing, but there's so much that I basically threw those notes away because that's not how Zeos rolls. Now, just a little side note, that is 2 months worth of Chewbacca not getting sucked into my NAS. Oh gods. Oh gods. Links to that and the little baby magnets to hold it on in the description of this video. This is the 1517 Plus, and this is the 8 gig version. If you don't know what it's, hell, let's just start real simple. Zeos, is this audio related? Well, sorta. Audio files now have to be stored somewhere, and frankly, all my reviews, including the one you're watching, will be on this at some point. All the raw data, all the sound demos, they all gotta go somewhere. And I was using, believe it or not, 5 terabyte Seagate drives. I had that beautiful hard drive array that freaked out and destroyed all the partition tables, and I lost 30% of all my data. Sad, sad stuff. You could see that on my secondary channel if you want to go back and actually watch me cry basically on camera. And since that crash happened, I was just using these and doing redundant backups of myself. Like, all right, if I put files on this one, I got to put files on this one, so in case this one dies, that I have another copy. Oh, but then if I forget, and oh, kill me. So, miraculously, I don't know what special person on the internet is just Synology email, hey, would you like us to donate you a NAS so you can organize your data for your, yes. Yes. And I managed to convince them to give me the 1517, which is a 5 bay. And I was like, well, do I have to buy the hard drive? No. 10 terabyte Seagate Iron Wolf NAS drives. We'll load it up. And I was like, oh, okay. One thing I'm pointing out is that there's a piece of electrical tape here, because you can adjust the brightness of all the LEDs, but that power one is blue. So we're just going to do that right there. Button retains its functionality. I just don't have to see blue. The unit's actually relatively small. It's 5 hard drive bays. Size of a nice toaster. Here's a normal hard drive thing. You can see it. It's beautiful. Okay, wonderful. Air in the front. We'll look at the back. I really don't want to flip this thing around while it's running. And I debated shutting it off to do part of this review, but we're going to access it on several devices, and you're going to understand why taking notes and reading that would be horrific for a review. So, Synology basically sent this to me and said, here you go. Talk about it a little bit. It's yours. Deal with it. Hope you enjoy it. The back has 4 networking ports, all gigabit. It's got an expansion eSATA slot there. It's got a Kensington lock there. Go away, little fuzzball. It's got 3 USBs in the back, another expansion slot here, 1 USB in the front, way down there, and then on this side, it's got an actual short PCIe Express in case you want to do some other crazy shit. Because inside of this is a computer. A little baby computer. I don't know the 100% the specs. Oh, this video is going to be unique in that I'm going to ask you people, and you know what I mean by you people that know more than me about this, because this is not really my forte. I study tech things. I like audio. Audio's simple. Big speaker makes sound go. I like a handle. Talking about the intricacies of BTRFS versus ZFS, and then the file data structures, and then you need the 8. If Zeos's brain has to work too hard, he's not happy, and I want to just be happy. And this Synology NAS, believe it or not, has made me happy because I don't have to think about a lot of the stuff that it does or can do because I don't use it. But you people want to know. The comments below should be filled with people who know way more than me explaining what I get wrong and what the capabilities of this NAS are. I'm going to go over what I found and what I thought was cool enough to remember, and we'll move on. So, basically, what a NAS is, and this will be real, is a network attached storage. So there's my network little switch up there, monoprice, like $18 gigabit switch, which has fixed all my speed problems, by the way. I'll link that too. I love the orange LEDs. It makes it look like there's a fire above it, which so far there hasn't been a real fire above it, but orange flashing LEDs out of sequence is really convincing. This one takes 5 hard drives. There's a key. You unlock. It goes click out. You actually can go in the description. There'll be a link to the 6 or 7 part diary of discovering this unit and how it works and opening it up and the unbox. Actually, the first unboxing was probably this. So unboxings and stuff. I go over the build. I go over that. These Vanatu T0s are hooked up to it, in case you didn't notice when I was looking at the back, because since it is basically a computer running a version of Linux, it's Synology's own proprietary custom build that takes care of all their internals, and it will do USB host. You can plug a USB speaker into it. You can plug a keyboard and mouse into it. Well, would you plug a keyboard and mouse into it? No, you can't plug a monitor into it, but we're going to access it via my web browser on my home theater PC. Oh, and just a note on the Seagate drives. When they told me it was Seagate drives, my heart fell a little bit, because I was like, ooh, are they going to be Western Digital Reds? No. Seagate 10s. And everyone on earth told me basically one's going to die. They're just... Because Seagate had a reputation, a good reputation, back in the day. In fact, that home theater PC, which is what reminded me, has 2 things in it. A solid state... Is it a 60? No, I think it's a solid state 128, whatever, and a 500 gig Seagate 7200 RPM drive that I've been using since it was brand new. And it's the most reliable, fastest reading disk drive I ever owned. And that's why I'm still using it to this day, 2017. So Seagate drives had a pinnacle of, oh yeah, baby. And then it just sort of, whoo. So when I got this with 5 10s and 10 gig drives, like the 10 terabyte drives, just massive, 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 you're expecting a failure. And it's been 2 months plus. I was waiting for one to die. Nothing's gone wrong. Nothing's gone wrong. The odds of that, you could I took statistics and I don't remember a goddamn thing about it, but I know that having this drive running, this drive array running with 5 10 terabyte things and having nothing fail or go wrong and need to be rebuilt is a fucking miracle. Or it's proving a little bit more about the reliability of modern Seagate drives. So now, back to the Synology 1517 Plus. The 8 gig version, I'll keep saying that because it's about $100 more to go from 2 to 8. And that means it has more processing capabilities. What can this do for your life? Well, I'm a simpleton. Zeos is a simpleton. I don't like complications. The same in music. And yes, I can plug USB speakers into this and have it play, and I could do all sorts of auto downloading with uTorrent. And in fact, we're going to go, before we sign into this NAS, my friend who's a head tech engineer thingy, mabobber, has set up his NAS, also Synology, I believe, or Drobo. But he set it up so he could demonstrate to me what is capable of going on. So here's his server loading his statistics, and I could do the same with this if I was out of my fucking mind. And up here you could see uTorrent, Plex, SickRage, Couch Potato, headphones. I don't know what most of those things are. I just know you need to install all of them, and I'll explain what that means and how you interface with that. And then you could do all sorts of weird things, like have it download and have it stream videos across the internet. It's very, very, very complicated. Look, it's generating thumbnails from his computer to my screen, and I could just download his movies that are all, I'm sure, legally obtained. Two Guns was ruined by the trailer. If no one knew that they were going to be working together after like the first 10 seconds of the trailer, that would have been a much better movie, and I would have gone to see it. 310 to Yuma is also great. So all this stuff is possible, but Zeos doesn't have a real need for the crate. People in the comments are going to go over this and how great Plex is. People love Plex. People love Kodi. Oh, you load Kodi up and you can just flip through your TV shows and there's ratings, and I don't care about any of that. That's not how Z rolls. Z rolls very simple. Z has computer in living room, computer is attached to projector, computer is attached to TV. Zeos picks up a keyboard and a mouse and he says, play this file, and it plays, and I'm happy. Right now, we just logged in from the, I'll link that wallpaper if I can find it, of the Konosuba girls dressed as cheerleaders. And I'll link this one, which is Afro Samurai, which, go watch that. We're in my web browser, we're in Firefox. And at the same time, one of my tabs, we're in full screen, we're in my NAS. We are inside your brain, baby. Sit there, you're looking pretty. So you get a full desktop. I'm going to use a cooler as a seat because that's how Zeus does reviews. Nice. Where do we begin? I mean, so here, start menu's on top because that's Linux. You get control panel just like you would in any other computer. But to pick users, wireless setup, you can get a wireless card for that. There's indexing services, there's notifications, task schedule, hardware, power. If we go to hardware and power, at the bottom you get to choose fan speed, which I had originally worried that the fans in this were going to be too loud, because here in the home theater, this entire computer is running on Noctuas. Many Noctuas. In fact, they're several years old, so they've actually probably doubled in their volume, and listen to it. Hardly anything. And I was worried that this was going to also be loud, because my friend's probably Drobo was loud. But I've got this on not quiet mode, but on cool mode, which is a little bit more fan, and it's not loud. If I put it on full speed, here we will get a good listen to this. By the way, my air conditioner is off. It's 90 degrees out, so we're going to make this review fast. So you may not want to live with it on full speed mode. If you lived in a server room and that was just a drop in the bucket of noise, fine. But cool mode's where I leave it because it's basically inaudible. You'll hear the hard drives reading before you'll hear the fans. Here's your LED controls in the front. Can I actually watch it go down? Yep, look. You could have nothing, a little bit, or all the way. And it does dim the blue one as well, but it doesn't just dim the blue one. I like seeing activity lights and the LAN ports, and I tried hooking multiple LAN wires up, and it doesn't really function unless everything is on, you know, quad gigabit with all 8 lines running back and forth. Speed across the LAN, about 112 megs a second from here to anything else. If I'm doing file control, what am I thinking? What's the word? File management. So here's your file station, right? Which is basically just your Explorer on the NAS. Can I full screen this so it fits? And I've got my folders set up: video, music, images. Go to images, we go to wallpapers, are all the wallpapers I use in my reviews. If we go to new backgrounds, you'll see something you haven't seen yet, and I can switch this to a nice large icon view. And look, it's generating, and here's wallpapers that I'm going to be using. Now I could do file operations here. I could right click, cut, copy, paste, move things around, sort, and it's instant because the NAS is one giant ball of hard drive space, which, by the way, I didn't mention this when I was talking about Seagate drives. When people were telling me 10 terabyte Seagate drives, you're bound to have a failure, they were also like, and when you go to rebuild that one 10 terabyte drive, you're probably going to have a second failure, because that's when all the stress happens. Because if one of these drives dies, with ButterFS or the Synology Hybrid RAID SHR2 that I have installed, I have everything built on. Right now there's double redundancy. So 5 10 terabyte drives, let's do math, ready? That's 50 terabytes. But 10 terabyte drives are never really 10 terabytes, they're always like 9.1. Well, now I'm taking 2 of those out of the equation because I'm using them for just redundancy. So I'm left with 26 terabytes of usable space, and you could see that if I minimize this down and I bring up that. I have 20.41 terabytes used. Don't ask what all that is, but a lot of that is reviews and other things, and I have only 5.77 only 5.77 terabytes remaining. Now, as I make these reviews, and as I do sound demos, and as I go to car shows and film in 4K 60, which you all people want, that space is going to slowly start to tick away. Now, this is as big and as full as you can make it. They don't make 12 terabyte drives, that's it. So, should I come to the end of my line, the options are to buy the expansion drive, which is basically just the chassis that holds the hard drives and not the computer, for less than this costs, and then start filling it up with hard drives and hooking it up with an eSATA. And then it will control, it can't merge those all into one big ball of like 100 terabytes, but I'll have two 50 terabyte balls, which will probably have redundancy on those as well, so it'll just be another 26 terabytes. I gotta remember to say terabyte, not gigabyte. That's the old man in me, forgetting that terabytes are now a thing. So, Package Center. Let's talk about Package Center for a second. Package Center is basically, I have read the terms of service, so they probably updated something. It's where you get all your stuff. It's basically your app store, Package Center. And there are specific ones for Synology that Synology has for business, security, utilities. Here are the ones I have installed. Audio Station, which we'll get to in a second, and I'm just going to briefly touch on that. I could probably spend forever on it. XFAT, which I needed to plug my little USB stick in there, it was like $2. I'm like, all right, I might as well try the purchasing process and everything. And when I redid the thing, I just had to go again, and it was fine. File say Roselio Sync, which is my absolute favorite thing ever in the last 10 years. Maybe Telegram has beaten that. By the way, if you want to join any of my social media things, like I have a Discord, a Telegram, an IRC for you weirdos that love IRC. There's also a subreddit for just hanging out and talking shit. But Roselio Sync is great. I'll probably do a whole review on just applications that I love. And then Universal Search, I think, is something that I was just running in the background. So if you need something for multimedia, iTunes server, photo station, video station, these are all Synology. Anything that says station is all Synology. Now, I'm not streaming video remotely. I don't have to. I've got a computer right there. And the thing is, when I'm at my cousin's all the way out in New York, I can log in. I can get to this exact. I can do what I'm doing right now remotely, because it is just a website. Here it's a 192.168 address, but you get a DNS address that you could log into your router and just log through your router into your NAS and do everything I'm doing. Manage everything you want to manage. My friend's set up here with this whole HTPC manager that's a completely crazy thing. That's his baby. You can have your baby. Any baby you want. Let's see, let's go back to Sick Rage. I'm not sure if Sick Rage is what I was on. What was I on? How much does he have free? Can I see all his stuff? Yeah, status, download things. I could download things because it's a guest account. All right, close this, close this. This is an audio channel. Let's talk about music. Let's just talk about the very specific thing of music on this crazy bastard. So where is Audio Station? There. All my music, all my FLAC. I used to have an entire copy on my laptop that I reviewed on, an entire copy on here, and then I had a bunch on backup drives like that. And finally, when I had the free space, the giant empty white desk of just, was able to put it all in one spot. Now, I'm going to talk about, I could talk about this here in this review, but I'm not going to, because it'll be forever. I will do another Synology diary that talks specifically about the Audio Station, its quirks, what I like, what I don't like. What we're going to do right now is play some Blue Scholars. Now, where is it going to play is the question. USB speakers should be playing it. So why ain't they? Huh. My computer? Okay. I got one thing. Woody Allen. Okay. So this computer is logged into this NAS through the network, and I'm running on its browser this audio player. And now this audio player is taking the music, putting it into its audio player, and now outputting it through the thing into the speakers. That's fine. I should be able to come down here and also choose USB speakers as the output device. Unless, oh, I know why USB speakers aren't working. Nope. Because this is up doing this. No, Hell's Bells is playing in my bathroom. Okay, so that's connected to the NAS with here, and that phone is in my bathroom. And what are you doing? Well, you're able to browse images, so we go to images. So this is the other app that lets you browse all the files, and we can go to WallpaperS again, and I could view wallpapers that are going to eventually be played on things here. So we've got this playing off the NAS audio, that phone's controlling audio player off the NAS. This is letting me look at pictures eventually, which is down. That's a 13 meg picture, which is why that one's like, no. So let that do its thing. I'm gonna tell you, because this control, my Chromecast is in my bathroom, and it detects my Chromecast, and now it's like, all right, well then I guess you want me to play that on the Chromecast, and I can come here, you hit back till you get to the thing, to the search, and it says select player bathroom. No, I don't want bathroom, I want USB speaker. You're in remote mode, because now it's directly on that. You need to stop playing. That needs to stop playing AC/DC. Oh God, where am I? 38 special? See, now I don't know how to make the bathroom stop playing, because the bathroom's playing. And are you gonna play 38 special? Wait for it. A USB speaker. What did I do? What did I do wrong?
Understand, you're on your way to the promised land.
Okay. This might require some editing, but this is too good for you people. Alright, so now I'm going to make this control the bathroom again, because the bathroom is just on its own right now. Like I basically said, hey bathroom, play music off the NAS, and it's just doing it. And this isn't controlling it anymore because I'm switched to USB speakers, so now I'm going to switch this back to ZOS bathroom, and I should be able to go, and I should be able to just pause Hell's Bells, now go back, settings, and now switch back to, and you're going to ask the question that I've been trying to work out is, can I get everything to play the same music? And I'm not sure. Again, I'm going to be reading the comments waiting for someone to tell me these answers, because I asked them sort of in the unboxing channel in the diary, but you know, this is where the people is. The people is here. So let's see, what do I got now? I want Boom to play there, because that wasn't in USB mode apparently for whatever the hell reason. So now I'm remote controlling. If I click that, if I click this, then I get a thing that shows me, and I give this 5 stars or next track. So now I'm remote controlling, and oh, one of the other options, which if you want to get real audio techie audiophile erection, whereas it's in settings, I need to show you, show me. Under options, when you have a transcoder for player or for web browser, you could either transcode to WAV, which is basically means it's going to send losslessly from your NAS to your web browser to play it, or transcode to MP3, so that my friend, when he's in his car, and I'm not joking, he has a tablet and a hotspot in his car, and the hotspot's constantly connected to the internet, and it's sending out to the tablet, and his tablet is going to his home computer when he's hundreds of miles away, and it's taking all his FLAC and MP3, it's turning it into MP3, it's sending it across 4G to his car where he has a tablet and access to all his music. And I'm just like, that is cool, but I'm not doing it. That's too much fucking work. Zeos draws the line at like permanent Wi-Fi hotspots and tablets with all of them. I'm gonna have a tablet in my car, and I might try that. And I would have to set this option here in the window to MP3, because the odds of you being able to 4G stream FLAC or WAVE in this case, because it won't decode, is very slim. But yeah, that's an audiophile erection right there. In fact, you want to get even more high-end audiophile erect. Enable high quality output for USB speakers, obviously is on. Enable DSD over PCM output for USB speakers. What? So this box will push DSD via USB if you want it to, instead of just, you know. So let me boil this thing down, because it's going to take forever. This video is going to be forever. There will be, if you want to know more about the Synology NAS, check out my 7-part series of the diary, where I was doing them like one every 2 days, and I was writing down what I figured out, because I talk about way more than I can in this one video, and I've already talked for probably, what, 35 minutes? 31 minutes? I'm going to say 31 minutes right now. I don't think about this anymore. When I first got it, I was like, oh, I'm going to get all my stuff in it, I'm going to organize. Then I did that, and now I don't worry. I don't worry. I don't worry about my oh my god, my hard drive is going to fail. The only thing I worry about is a flash flood, a bolt of lightning, which, by the way, it is highly recommended you get a uninterruptible power supply. That one finally loaded. That's a great picture. Uninterruptible power supply for this, because as it's writing to all 5 disks, power goes out. You want it to know. In fact, you could even USB connect the UPS to this, so the Synology will know when the power is actually out, and it could do shutdown and start procedures, which, by the way, take a while. If you hit the power button, it's basically like, all right, give me like 5 minutes. I'm gonna organize my shit, and then it shuts off. So keep that in mind. What am I forgetting to talk about? Coolest thing ever, having access to all your files remotely. Beautiful, used backgrounds. That one's coming up, used. Actually, these are used. Just all your files. I can open up a video. Actually, let's go back to videos. Let's go to reviews. And let's open up the best camping tent ever. And it will just, wait for it. It should use my media player of choice to open videos. And because we're on Wi-Fi, it works. I tried doing this on 4G on my phone, and it's just not happy with it. It's just not happy streaming like a 3 gig video. It's taking extra long to do this today. What if I'm not connected to the right Wi-Fi? Because I have 5G. I'm on the 5G. Anyway, that's going slow. Let's try it on this. So many chances for reflections. So that one's being a pain. Let's try it where it shouldn't be sucking. Okay, reviews. Checking airbag stuff. That's a video you guys have never seen. Open with, oh, I don't even have a video player on this phone because it's too new. This one's having connections issues, so let's pause that. This should be fine, however. Oh, hit pause. Oh god, everything's gone to hell. I can guarantee you it plays video smoothly on any device in the local area network. Promise. Point is, this thing can do things I don't understand, and I'm sure everyone's gonna help out in the comments by calling me an idiot and say, why the fuck did you send Zeos out, you idiot? There you go. Now, my plans for tonight are, and the reason I'm sort of getting this review done is, I want my table back. This has been there for 2 months because I'm afraid to touch it because it's spinning hard drives and I got to shut it off and then I can't access my music for whatever the time period is. So tonight on my Twitch stream, which yes, I have a Twitch, and yes, I do stream occasionally. It's usually random days. I don't want to really set a schedule because that's very not Zeos. But if you log into that or you follow on Twitter, I'll have announcements. I don't want to do YouTube, like a 1 minute YouTube. Hey everybody, I'm Twitch streaming tonight. So this is going up, saying that I will be Twitch streaming eventually. But I'm going to mount it in its permanent home, which is on this shelf where this cable box currently sits and this thing. So when I'm done with this review, that's getting disconnected, shut off, put in here, and I'm redoing all these wires. These lovely, organized wires are all getting redone for hours on a Twitch stream. Ugh. Anything else you want me to talk about? Well, I can't hear your response. This is the internet. Stop being stupid and yelling at your screen. Point is, the Synology NAS is part of Zeos' life now. And if anything goes wrong, there will be a video on the secondary channel, the Zeos Pantera channel, that addresses it. So, go watch that. Thank you, Synology, for sending this out. Thank you, Seagate, for sponsoring Synology's hard drive fetish. Because really, Synology is the pusher. Oh, I love you. You've made me not have to worry. And that's all I could ask for. I don't like worrying. Makes you gray and bald. And this makes me less worried. The only thing that would be better than just having this is to have like a secondary place hundreds of miles away where everything that's on here is there. And then you're really set. Because then you're covered from fire and flood and act of God and act of American gods, which you really don't want to know what that's going to even be. But yes, thank you. Links in the description for whatever the hell I feel like. Maybe the Vanity T0s, maybe that cooler. Maybe these tablets, which need to stop being bad and just play the video. I don't know why they're freaking out. Oh well. Can't get anything to work right. And maybe I'll do a secondary review next year when I've learned more, and because I'm barely scratching the surface of what this Synology NAS can do. And if I had to add on another module, then obviously I'll have to pay attention a lot more. We'll go off that. Latest.